ahead.
Thanks. On what you said about the president saying that he's concerned about Republicans who have refused to say that they will accept the election results, does the president think that those refusals will create political violence, will lead to political violence?
Well, he's speaking because he wants to make sure that he's loud and clear, and I want to be very careful because don't want to go into anything that he might say tonight or into his speech. That what we're seeing, these are not normal times, right? This is an inflection point. That it is important as the President of the United States to speak out against what he's seeing, against this rhetoric, against this political violence. Look, it is an important time in our history, and as I've mentioned before, this is one of the reasons why this president decided to run for this very office. I don't want to get into hypotheticals of what may happen, but what the president believes is that what he is seeing and what we are hearing from MAGA Republican officials, extreme Republican officials who say that they are not going to accept this election is a threat to our democracy. And so I'll just leave it there.
Karine, about tonight, but beyond tonight, the president is looking for this speech tonight to kind of quell some of the reactions and the upset, this political upset that's happening. But there's more to it than that. What's next beyond the speech? Because on the Hill they're talking about, Capitol Police can't really secure a lot of the leaders who are in need of help. What's next beyond the speech?
So when it comes to the protection of leaders, to the last part of your question there, I don't want to get into commenting on security-related matters. That is something that we are very sensitive to and want to be very mindful and careful here. So anything that's related to individual safety at the Capitol, that goes to the Capitol Police and even on any questions of the Speaker's security. I know that has been something that folks have been asking. But again, for a variety of reasons, we're just not going to comment on security-related matters or discuss issues related to the Speaker's security or any member's security. This is a subject that's best left for the Capitol Police. Look, the president understands that there's a lot of work to do. This is on your first part of the question. This is why you've heard him talk about protecting our democracy, strengthening our democracy, and the work that we need to continue to do several times. I've listed out the many times that he, and I'm sure I've missed one or two, the many times that he's had this very kind of conversation, given these types of remarks. I'm not going to, again, get into what he's going to say. I'm going to let the president speak for himself. But again, this is an inflection point. This is an inflection point in our country's history, and there is a choice that Americans are going to have to make.
So, and just summarizing what you're saying, there is other pieces beyond just the speech tonight to help change the dynamic of this inflection point from going into a negative.
Again, I cannot get into anything specific that he's going to say. I did mention at the top that one of the things that the president implemented very early on, back in June of 2021, as we talk about security and safety, is the National Strategy for Countering Domestic Terrorism, which is something that the president put out and did over a year ago. So those are some actions that he did take.